Hello, friends and enemies. Welcome back to Weekly Allowance. As you all know, this is YouTube's only YouTube show. I'm it for entertainment. Today, we reached the penultimate figures in our exploration of the new Mythic Legion's Rising Suns wave. All we got left are the dwarves and Bodvar the bear. So as you might be able to surmise, this is a 2-pack, the Exiles from Under the Mountain pack. It's got dwarf bodies, it's got dwarf accessories. It's been a while since we ordered this, quite a while in fact, so actually I forget everything it comes with, but that's why we're here today. We are going to discover together. So that is today's figure, and today's beverage is Phoenix Oolong. Back to trying to drink some tea instead of coffee all the time. How will that go for me? Time will tell. So yeah, we got this 2-pack. Larger package than we've seen in the rest of the line, except for maybe for Rodarion, who was a big bull man. He had a very large package. And here we get a full illustration of this character that we didn't get, I forget his name, on the horse Umbra, which we also did not get. Just beautiful, beautiful illustrations. But once again, this is collectible packaging, where you can unbox these guys and then put them back in if you wanted. Shoop. Already got some stuff flying out. Lots of dwarven stuff. What makes stuff dwarven stuff, you might wonder? Well, it has to have geometric patterns, for one. That's just kind of something we've all agreed upon. In popular culture, elves are more organic, dwarves are more geometric. Let's see if we can free these guys from their plastic prison and check them out. Alright, here we have our dwarves out of the package. So these are new. We have had dwarves and dwarf bodies in Mythic Legions before. These are, as far as I know, just completely new and updated. So let's do a little comparison right off the bat, just to show you guys the difference. Let's compare the females first. The females. So yeah, you can see a marked difference. This one is definitely more dwarf-like, stockier, because this one is very slim, and you don't often associate slim with a dwarf. Of course, she's pretty slim too in the waist area. So this is Ragna Stormforger. And there she is, compared to this dwarf. Nameless dwarf, by the way, I believe. These two don't have names. They're just called the Exiles from Under the Mountain. You can give them names if you want. They're also kind of like army builders because they come with a lot of stuff. You can make them look very different. So here we have that comparison there. Yep, just a stockier build, new armor that looks fantastic. And I don't have a male dwarf, but I do have a male dwarf body with a goblin head on top. So here we go. Also, pretty slim, a little bit hard to tell because of those pauldrons. But yeah, these new dedicated dwarf parts look great. And yeah, like I alluded to, not only do you get new dedicated dwarf bodies, but those bodies have dedicated dwarf armor attached, which is fantastic. Not just a rehash of the Mythic Legion's armor we've seen throughout a lot of characters. This is new. It's dwarven, it's geometric, makes me want to play Skyrim. I'm going to say that every video. What happened to the Dwemer? How did they disappear? Did they ascend to another plane of existence? Let's look at these one by one. Let's start with the male dwarf first. Fantastic sculpt on him. This is the kind of face you think of when you think of a dwarf. A little bit haggard, long beard, bushy eyebrows. The skin texture on him is amazing. The paint is amazing too. You can see a little pout underneath his beard and mustache. Beautiful braids. Man, the paint on this is so good. Very intricate belt. Beautiful texture and paint on the undershirt and some dwarven gauntlets. I like the detail of the undershirt continuing into this tunic bottom right here. Dwarven boots. And over that tunic is some leather work. Simple, but perfectly made, as all dwarven things should be. Now, for the female, she has some kind of blemish on her face where like the paint didn't stick or something. It's not super noticeable unless you get really close, which I do. Cool crest on her head. Beautiful hair sculpt. I love the detail of this single braid coming out from the loose hair. You got more braids to the side and in the front. A fluffy cardigan or whatever that is with a medallion in the center. More leather work. A sick belt. I love that. I need a belt like that. Again with a blue tunic hanging down, but this one is made of cloth, not plastic like this guy's. Wired, so you can flip it. And I love these thigh guards. Very architectural, and you can't do wrong with gold. Silver and gold, just like that snowman sang about. The paint on her is fantastic. The lips are painted really nicely. There's a little bit of a darker upper lip and a shiny lower lip. Beautiful green eyes. More dwarven boots. I think this is just reuse of his boots, just painted differently. Just the top part though, he gets iron-toed boots. She does not, so I guess she works a less hazardous job. He seems like a forger. I think she's a warrior. Of course, it's up to you. They can be whatever you want. So yeah, there is no question that they look fantastic. Amazing new dwarf bodies. Love these. Beautiful, intricate detail. Beautiful paint. And as we'll see, there's going to be a lot you can do with them. They come with a lot of stuff, so you can customize them the way you want. But you knew it was coming. You know what I'm going to say. And I'm sorry. I don't want to keep saying this, but I think in this case I especially have to. Though fantastic the sculpts may be, once again, we get a very unique, haggard, older, interesting face for the male, and another conventionally attractive face for the female. It is very dwarf coated. She's a little bit wider in the face. Her features are a little bit dragged out, but she's still beautiful. She's got no wrinkles, no blemishes except for that mishap with the paint. And I just kind of would have liked to maybe see an old lady dwarf along an old man dwarf. I don't know. I'm sure that's just me. Listen, I understand the monetary reason why you don't make action figures of older women. Female characters tend to already not sell as well as male characters. The action figure community skews heavily male, and if they're going to buy a female action figure, they usually want the ladies to look good. And a face sculpt like this on a female figure probably won't be much of a moneymaker. I get it. But I think it would be very interesting to have a female figure that is a little bit older, wizened, a little haggard, and she can still be super cool, just like the guys. That's all I'll say about it, because I'm sure my opinion is in the minority. Hopefully, even if you don't agree with me, you understand where I'm coming from. So now that we've got that out the way, let's look at articulation. Let's look at these heads. All right. There's a hinge at the neck, and then you just got a ball for the head. So this could swivel around too, I believe. Yep, his scabbard wants to rattle around a lot. I wonder why they chose to attach it. Usually you have to put these things on yourself, but for him, they attached it. Arm up. Swivel, of course. Single elbow with a swivel, swivel, and up and down on the wrist. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm looking through the accessories. You'd think I would know because I unboxed it. Was I paying attention while I unboxed it? No. Anyway, the point is, I don't think they come with extra hands. I think this is I could be totally wrong. We'll find out when we go through accessories. Man, my memory is so bad. All right, what do we got here, sir? A little bit of a crunch. Ooh, his head likes to pop off so easily, but I guess that can be a good thing. Leg up. To the side, very nice. You got a hinge there. Ooh, there's also a swivel to the back knee, and then swivel on the knee as well. Big, chunky ankle joint for that dwarf foot. For her, I'm guessing the same. Let's look at the head. Oh, her little thing came off. Yeah, same. Jacked. She is jacked. Her and Nieve, powerhouses. Yep, single elbow, swivel, up and down, and swivel on that wrist. Her torso moves around a little bit more. I wonder if that's just because she's a little bit slimmer. Well, a lot slimmer than the male dwarf. IMO, she's still a little bit too slender from the side. I think she should be stockier all the way around. Maybe another unpopular opinion, I don't know. I'm assuming the same legs. Yep, looks like it. You got a twist there. And these are rubbery, these thigh guards. They don't really get in the way. Thigh guard sounds like a Norse name. The T is really kicking in. The tea is kicking in. It's supposed to be low caffeine, but pretty much the same. Same as we saw in the male dwarf. This back on her. Man, they look so good. So let's look at accessories because there's a lot to get through. Let's throw these two aside for a moment. Not literally, because that would be stupid. Actually, let's take one of them back because I spoke too soon. They come with a sword. So obviously you can give the sword to the female dwarf, but it is meant, I believe, to go in this scabbard, which is attached to the male dwarf. fits in very nicely. So he's not just walking around with an empty scabbard. But yeah, I don't see this guy as much as a warrior as I do like a forger, forge master. But I guess when you live in Mythos, life is difficult. There's always something attacking. You want to be prepared. So everyone probably has a weapon. Makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think. But that's not the only weapon we get. There are also 2 axes. So you've got this one that's kind of like irony, and this one that's more bronzy. Simple, a little bit more ornate, but still kind of simple. You get a dwarven hammer. You got dwarves, you need a hammer. Again, very geometric, more of that brass metalwork, silver rivets, decorations. A shield. I'm not sure which way it goes. Do the arrows point up or down? I'm thinking down because dwarves live underground. You get this handle you can attach it to. Kind of small for a shield, but that makes sense because these are dwarves. I'm just used to the larger shields that come with the more typically sized characters. I love this pitting texture in the center, and then there's like a grate texture around it. G-R-A-T-E, not G-R-E-A-T, even though it is also grate. It's a great texture. Can you guys tell it's late at night? We've got pauldrons. 2 sets, one for each dwarf. So again, you can do whatever you want, but I believe this set is supposed to go with her, and this set is meant to go with him. So you've got these 2 styles. One is more gold, one is more iron. And again, you can do whatever you want. These are your figures if you have them. You've got this cool, I think it's a necklace, or well, the product page says it's a belt trinket, but it looks like it could be a necklace. I would wear this as a necklace for sure. You get this little belt, and I'm not quite sure what you meant to do with it. Well, I'm looking at product pictures, and I guess it is supposed to go around her waist for some reason, but I don't think that's necessary. It's so small. I think that further illustrates that she should be a little bit chunkier. Awesome torch. It's not your normal torch. There's some kind of twisted wood involved. These wrought metal pieces to hold the kindling. Awesome fire. Not quite as cool as the green torch we saw with Dispatar, but still pretty cool. If you're a dwarf, you need some light drinking horn. And it does look very horn-like. Very well sculpted. Nice approximation of a horn sheath. Tiny animal figure sculpted at the very bottom. So cute. So notably, you also get these 2 extra neck pieces. This set isn't intended to make specific characters. It's more of like an army builder type thing. Every part in the set is 1.0 compatible, fully swappable with each other, and other 1.0 dwarves is what it says. We also get a cool cloak. A little bit plain. It's just this brown earthen tone, but it can go on either of them. Just pop the head off, stick this over the neck, pop that back on, and then get a cloak. Wired all the way into the hood. If you want to give them an air of mystique, cloak time. And finally, alternate heads. So this was another little nitpick I had with the set. Once again, I'm sorry. I know you guys don't like it when I complain about stuff, but I just have to tell you my thoughts. That's why I'm here. I assume that's why you're here. I don't like that her extra head has her face showing. I would have much preferred a fully covered up face like this, just a full helmet. And again, it's just this blank face. Like, she doesn't look involved at all. She just looks like bored. Like she's just waiting for something. Yeah, if you're going to show her face like this, if you're going to expose her face like this, why not give her a different expression where just like angry, battle mode, determined, something other than just like waiting for her popcorn to be done in the microwave. I mean, ostensibly you could put this helmet on her. These are made to mix and match, so it's not like she's limited to just this helmeted head, but still, it's just like, come on guys. These horns are modular on both her and this helmet, so you can remove these, replace them, switch them around. I will say that I scuffed the helmet pretty badly when I was inserting this because it didn't want to go in. I was being careful, I promise, but my hand slipped and the edge of this horn scraped across the helmet and left this paint mark. And I also broke my fingernail, which to be honest isn't difficult to do. But yeah, this helmet is cool. I like the horns, but this one is where it's at. Very Dwemer-like from Skyrim. I guess it makes sense. I mean, Four Horsemen is just using the same design language that we've seen in fantasy. So yeah, you can kit these guys out, swap their parts, do whatever you want. So let's do some comparisons. Here we are again with Ragna, Stormforger. Now I always want to call her Dagna, because that was the name of one of the dwarves in Dragon Age. Speaking of, I don't know why Dagna didn't come back for Veilguard, and we got Harding instead. And then they massacred Harding's personality and turned her into a little, like, uwu innocent baby girl. I don't know about that game. I don't know. But yeah, here's the comparison of the old bodies and the new bodies. Old bodies weren't bad, new bodies are fantastic. Here we have Nieve, and she is big even by normal Mythic Legion standards. So let's get a slightly smaller character in. Here is Sir Andrew. Yeah, you can see comparatively with him, the dwarves actually aren't all that short, which makes sense when I think of dwarves. I think of short, yeah, but it's more compact, more stocky. I don't think they're supposed to be tiny little things. They're just, condensed. And then if we want to see them with a more normal-sized figure, here is Manisha. So yeah, even though they're dwarves, they're still pretty good-sized figures, and you get 2 of them in this pack, and you can turn them into whatever you want. Okay, so here, you can see I've just put them into some slight alternate looks. I put the helmet and pauldrons on this guy, gave her the cloak. But yeah, fantastic set. If you're looking for dwarves, this is the way to go. Lots of dwarf accessories, really cool dwarf bodies. Do have my opinions about the female figure, but when don't I? People are typically nice about my opinions, so I appreciate that. But yeah, they look awesome. To be honest, I wasn't super sold on this set when it was up for pre-order. Dwarves aren't really my thing, but now that I have them in hand, seeing all the different stuff they come with, seeing all the different looks you can get out of them, how cool even just the base figures are, they're fantastic, and I'm really glad we got them. Great update for the Mythic Legion's Dwarven bodies. Very happy with them. So, we've only got one more figure in the wave, and you know who that is. It's my boy the bear. I'm so excited. I think my life is in a stable enough place now where I can give him my attention, and I intend to. So that will be next time. As always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome, and I'll see you guys on the next one, where we look at a bear! If you were going to have her face exposed like this, it would have been really cool to have her yelling, charging her camera, because it's about to run out of battery. I make angry faces when I do that, because I don't like to interrupt the review for stuff, but then I end up doing it all the time and then accidentally hitting the zoom button, then having to readjust the camera. Anyway,